From Cuba to America. That was in 1962. He got an education here. He learned to be good at what he does here, and he ended up as, perhaps you don't all know, as the chairman of the board of Kettering College for all of those years. And so, Frank, I am so pleased that you're here, and I want to welcome you to the platform. Would you please join me in welcoming him? But I'm not going to give him the mic yet. Come on up here, Frank. Something that would memorialize for you our affection, and I thought at first of trying to buy a gift that would be in some way a match for the value that you've brought to the college all these years, but I remembered from our bylaws that the college is forbidden to go into debt.
That's right.
And so we couldn't buy a gift that expensive, but we have a gesture for you, and the gesture is a lamp which has engraved on it the seal of Kettering College. It says Frank Perez, Board Chair, Kettering College, 1994 to 2010. This is for you. Before we applaud, though, I want to say that Frank, in his tenure here, often said things that I thought were very profound. And one of the things that I heard him say more than once is, the brain trust is everyone. He said that because he wanted everyone to be part of the conversation. Now, I believe that what you said was true, but I also know very well that you know as much and probably more than any of us. And what's great about it, Frank, we believe you have a heart to match the knowledge in your head. This is for you. I'm not going to make you hold on it while you speak, but I hope you'll take it home tonight, or we'll help you. And I hope it fits somewhere in your house. It's a very beautiful lamp. It looks very manly, and it should go really well with someone who keeps the enemies as well as the entities in mind all the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome to the podium. I'll pause for Mr. Frank.
What an incredible evening. What an incredible time together. The minute I walked in with my wife Carmen to the convention center, I could feel the emotion. I could feel the emotion of the faculty, the pride that they have on the 281 graduates this evening. I could feel the pride and the emotion of the family that was just giddy with joy about what is happening tonight. I could feel the emotion of the graduates that we had a hard time lining in to come out here in order so that we could proceed effectively, because they too are very excited about this evening. So what I will share with you are some thoughts, some reflections, and I'd like to remind you that you are the first class of the first full year of the comprehensive healthcare reform, the most comprehensive healthcare reform since the Medicare and Medicaid bills were passed in 1964. And that the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, signed into law by President Obama March 30 of 2010, is changing healthcare, is fundamentally changing healthcare, irrespective of what your take is on that law, irrespective of the pros and cons, which I will not delve into this evening. The facts are that health care is changing significantly. I will let history judge the effect of this law. I can only say that the future will be drastically different than the past, and that you will face, as health care givers and future leaders, the greatest challenges and greatest opportunities that any graduates or graduating class before you ever faced. You probably know that I now look at retirement as my future. Mr. Fred Mancher, I couldn't be any happier about that, I can tell you that. I'm enjoying every minute of it. And when asked, how is it going? Without hesitation, I respond, if I had known it was going to be this good, I would have tried it years ago. The fact is that I'm not sure that it would have been this good or that Carmen, my wife, would have enjoyed it as much either. So I am delighted that we will have, thanks to so many of you, a very profitable years ahead of us. And I say that in the context that I am the last of the pre-baby boomers. What follows me has been labeled the baby boomer onslaught. The aging of the baby boomers and the baby boomers generation is projected to boost, to increase enrollment in Medicare from $47 million, 7 million enrollees today, to 80 million enrollees by 2030. Starting on Saturday, January 1st, 2011, and for the next 20 years, every 8 seconds, we got another one. Every 8 seconds, another boomer will turn 65 and qualify for Medicare. A record 2.8 million will qualify for Medicare this year alone. The record will be broken often over the next 2 decades. Otto Bismarck, Chancellor of Germany, set the retirement age at 65 in 1889. The life expectancy for the average Prussian at that time was 45 years. What a brilliant political move. However, Mr. Bismarck was not counting on all of you, young scientists, as Mrs. Kettering would often call the young graduates of Kettering College and the students. It is your entire fault. According to the actuarial tables, I am expected to live to the tender age of 93. Today, any baby girl born in Japan is expected to live to be 100 years old. Now, I hope that you will, if you forget everything else from this chat this evening, that you will remember this. At 93, I'm supposed to go. Because at that time, I may not even remember it. So I'm trusting you to tell me when the time comes. Now, and that may be a good thing. Michael Warren, the actor and former basketball star, received word March 1, 2008, that a man he could never call by his first name was in the hospital. Warren wanted to see him right away, but was told to wait a few days. A week later, Warren, right on his 62nd birthday, got a chance to step into a hospital room to meet the man he could only call Coach Wooden. UCLA legendary John Wooden, then 97, had a bad fall in his Southern California condo. The news spread among all his players, passing from national championship to national championship in the warmest of the calling chains. We belong to a very exclusive club, Warren said. Not to be elitist in any way, but there has never been another team to experience what we experienced. Won 10 NCAA men's basketball titles in 12 seasons, including 7 in a row. Coach Wooden was the constant, continued to say Warren. The student athletes came and went, but he was the constant. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, and many others of his former players paid visits to Coach Wooden during his hospital stay. Later, in June 4th, 2010, months just short of his 100th birthday, John Wooden finally went to rest next to the love of his life, Nell Wooden, who had died in '85. What he was most remembered for by his athletes, his legacy, was what he did for them and what he brought to them in terms of life outside of the basketball court. I say to you that the biggest moments that your faculty remembered were the things that you accomplished not only in the classroom, but the things that were so evidently acknowledged tonight, things of deep character and things that have you accomplished outside and yet to accomplish the promise of what is yet to accomplish by you in years to come. I am touched to think in terms of the depth of character that Kettering College brings to the art and science of medicine. Coach Wooden's legacy was best expressed by Hall of Famer Bill Walton. John Wooden, said Walton, represented the conquest of substance over hype, the conquest of discipline over gambling. John Wooden represented sacrifice, hard work, and commitment to achievement. This moment tells me that each of you graduates have demonstrated substance over hype, discipline over chance, hard work, and commitment to achieve. This is a treasure given to you by your parents, your family, your faculty, and your fellow students. I will say, I commit to you Paul's counsel to Timothy, read earlier. Guard the treasure you were given. The calling of your devotion has carried you through the tough subject materials in chemistry, biology, anatomy. For me, it was freshman English. This devotion has held you steadfast through the personal, financial, health, or other difficulties during the past several years. You are trusted to care, trusted to fulfill Kettering College mission, upholding Christ, to make service a life calling, and to view healthcare as harmony with God in body, mind, and spirit.